I've been on a few apps. I've done Bumble, I've done Badoo, which I discovered through someone else. And I have done Tinder. The Calibre guys is exactly the same on all of them. What I've met a few very decent people that I don't communicate with, but also because I'm a very closed person. I don't show vulnerability. I give you as much as you give me, and um, and like what was weird for me initially was I was almost 20 years with Ryan. I was 16 when we met, and in that time, like I worked with people, and possibly guys would have flirted with me, but if I reciprocated, it would be weird. Or if I noticed the odd one, it was like, oh, that guy actually flirted, you know? So, like, now in the world, it's like, oh, a guy thinks, like, I think that was shocking. Like, oh, this guy actually did think I was cute. Like, because for years, I only saw my husband, and only my husband flirted with me. And so it was like, you like me? Why? You know? So it was a lot of that. Like,
why? What do you want?
yeah, why? What do you want? What's your intentions? Um, Listening to these stories. Also, the younger guys that like a person, and I mean, I've always been a you must be older than me kind of girl. I can't date younger. I can't, like okay, maybe my age would be like the cutoff. But the amount of younger guys that are so mature, um, that I'm now open to it, but I mean, initially I was like, no. I mean, do you know what grade you were when I was in matric? Like, do you know how old I was when you were born? Like, it just didn't feel right. I mean, I still now have a younger age cutoff, because I can't do younger than a certain, but I mean, so I can't do younger than a certain age, but before this, I was like very close off to it because I needed a guy who was older. Like, in my brain, a guy who was older was more stable.
Mature and responsible.
Yes, more responsible, more mature, knows what he wants, and then you go out into the dating world and you're like, nope, he is as fucked up as the next man um, who's divorced, or guys that don't have kids, never married, never been in a long term relationship, and you think, so what's the problem? Like, why? And then coming from being in a long term relationship, having children, having a life with someone, sorry, because then you decide, like, so what is the type of guy you actually want? Because your mold or your structure of what you had and what you like, because I mean, I had a friend tell me, you now get a second chance to choose what you'd like in your life.
And we've learned that the dating pool, for those who don't know,
Actually,
the dating pool is filled with piss.
it's
and
not.
snot. Green, mucusy, like flu,
Yes.
bacterial infection snot.
Yeah.
You do get the good guys, and I've been very lucky. I honestly consider myself blessed that I have met people that I can still, see myself being friends with at the end of the day. But in saying that, I have spoken, not met with physically, but have spoken with people who actually may have come from hell. Like they may have been spawned and like are here on loan or something.
I think their perception of the apps and what they want from it, because of their past hurts or their egos being, whatever, they only there for a good time. not a long time. I mean, at this point,
Have
we're
a
here
fun
for a
time.
good time.
Yeah,
Not a long time.
not really looking.
Yeah. um,
And some of these guys have been out here and single for like 9-10 years
yo,
already. So this is like
how?
this
Why?
is what they've been
What's
doing.
wrong with you?
I feel like I need to like wear a sign that says I just got here.
Yeah, like be
Can you
gentle.
just be nice? Because you know I don't know yet. And don't lie to me. Don't pretend like you're something then you're not that thing.
Yeah,
Anyway, it's crazy.
it's lots of fun.
It's crazy.
Like initially, it's like lots of fun, and it's very like all the compliments make you feel
It's
so warm and
definitely-
fuzzy
yeah,
and
it's
all
an
of that.
ego
And
boost.
then after a while, you're like, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. How are you? What you doing? WUD. What the hell? Working, living. Why are you asking me that question?
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, I think one of the funniest questions that I got smack bang in the middle of the day was, "What are you wearing?" And you know that's where block,
Yes.
unmatch, block. I don't even take a second glance, and I don't lose sleep over it. But why do people think that it's okay?
No, mine.
Girl,
Can I just say one?
like, why are you going straight there?
No, they're sick. But one of my favorite questions was when they ask how many kids do you have, you say 3. And the question to follow was from the same daddy. Like, I know, I understand people do have different baby daddies, but like, is that relevant though?
After the second guy, I deleted Bumble off my phone completely. I deleted my account even. And then, came the festive season. December, January, everybody's lives were going on. Christmas was a shit show for me. I felt all kinds of vulnerabilities and just like this deep desperation to build a life of my own, because I watched everybody else's lives go on from what they had and what I was a part of, what I used to be a part of, and now was no longer part of that. And so I really just wanted to belong to someone and feel liked and desired, and it's like you say, all of the compliments and things that you get from this other person, it does sort of boost your ego, and it makes you feel like giddy, and you get butterflies, and you feel like more than just a mom and a widow. You feel like a woman again, and it's so important, because you very much lose that sense of that fire that just like you have, what I was used
your
to,
partner gives you.
what I was used to in my relationship, in my marriage, and I mean, for the longest time you've been talking about this widow's fire, and I had no idea what that meant, and then I actually did some research.
I'm so proud.
And initially when she said it to me, I thought like, oh, it's like probably some lust thing, and it's giving justification to why it's okay to have lust burning inside of you, but it actually had nothing to do with that. It's really just that desire to be more than just a mom, more than just a widow.
And the thing is, like,
It's that desperation for togetherness and closeness and
to feel,
companionship, and no matter what that looks like.
it's
And
not really companionship.
that it is.
I know, but
it
it's
is companionship.
also
Like when we found each other through friendship, and we found companionship in that friendship, but it's just a different kind of companionship that you start to like. And I mean, if you've ever been in a relationship, or you know exactly, as an adult, you know what that feels like, or what that means to you. So I downloaded Tinder. And again, it was a silly thing my children said, and I'm like, okay, let me try Tinder. And I mean, funny story, I'm a really good friend who's not even in South Africa.
Oh, I'm thinking now.
Yeah, it's someone who's not even from South Africa and has never been in South Africa. And his profile literally said, that he's coming to South Africa, Cape Town specifically, for the first time ever, and he just wanted to connect with like-minded people who could show him around and that he could explore the city with. And I was like, well, this sounds amazing. It actually sounds a little bit too good to be true. This might be a scam, but whatever it was in me decided to, right?
Yeah.
Swipe right.
Yeah.
To just relive the trauma.
How now? How now?
Yeah, so
Which way?
I
Which
swiped right on this person, and we started a conversation, and this conversation, was really good. It went in a good direction. Immediately, just to like build assurance, there was talks about doing a FaceTime or a video call, and that was good because trust issues on an app, you just never know what you're gonna get. So sort of the same day, I think our conversation came off from the app, and then I didn't delete the app or delete my account. I just left it there because it wasn't bothering me, and my notifications weren't popping up all the time. So I just left it there, but I completely had forgotten about this app, and I carried on talking with this person. I mean, him and I are still friends now, and really good friends also, and he's really become like a life coach and a mentor, and he encourages me all the time, which is great. So there's nothing like untowards and there's no pressure on it. And maybe the pressure comes from the fact that he's not actually in South Africa, but we talk all the time. And he has been here twice since his last visit. I mean, since the first visit, he's been here that time, and then a second time. And there's no immediate plans for him to come back, but there's already like solid connections made for him in terms of his career here in South Africa. And I'm proud to say that I had an involvement in that. And again, like I think we're just gonna be friends for life. It's a really good friendship. I'm glad. So there's good things that have come from, but there was a weirdo on Tinder around about the same time that I was speaking with this person. Yeah, this weirdo said that he's not on WhatsApp, but he can, add me to Instagram, and then we can do an Instagram video call, and then we did. And it was a little bit more than scary. Definitely was the person in the pictures, but I think this bro was just looking to immigrate. He was looking for a South African wife for some reason. He wanted to come over. Also from a different religious background, different culture altogether, very foreign accent. I'm gonna lie and tell you, I can't even remember where he was from. It wasn't that significant, but it was so striking to me that this guy immediately wanted to go into very intimate conversations, immediately, straight out the gates. That made me feel hella uncomfortable. And when I said to him, like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that this was gonna go this way. And then he sort of like made it seem as if I was overreacting. Like, what else do you come here for? His reaction was literally like, what else do you come here for?
So for some video call, that was weird.
So some people really just think that that's what it is. It's almost like a virtual escort agency for them. And that made me so mad. Like, I really wanted to just vomit. And I think
it reminds me of the one conversation I had.
You see, but this is why I'm no longer on the apps.
I forgot. Do you remember? So I had it like chatting to someone. I think it was on whatever app it was, and this guy was like, "Can we do a video call?" And I was like, "Yes, that's fine." And then the video call was not with his face. Do you remember me telling you this?
Oh, thank God for sleeping tablets and a fog that came with it.
And all, but I mean, I had forgotten it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't with his face, and I burst out laughing and obviously offended the guy. But like, you don't even know me.
Well, you don't know him because you didn't see his face.
You know. But
Just,
that was one of my experiences on the app, which was it's very,
like, is your
very,
neighbor
very funny. It was hella funny.
Mm.
But like again, new to this experience, and this is the caliber that we're facing. It's really it's fun and games out here.
Yeah. I wore my wedding ring up until maybe a few months ago. 6 months maybe?
No, you haven't been wearing it since we've been
No,
close.
I still wore it on this end.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I wore it for a very long time, and I wore Sergio's ring around my neck on his necklace for that whole time. And about 6 months ago, I actually decided that this is, it's trinkets of a life that I used to live, and that I needed to, just lay to rest.
Mm.
It's a hard term, but literally I had to, push it aside. And I was also realizing that while I'm wearing a wedding ring, as much as there'll be like, casual flirts from strangers, nothing can ever come from it, because the good guys are going to stay away from me because they think that I'm married.
Mm.
And I'm always everywhere with my children, so they see a wedding ring and they see kids, and like, okay, I put two and two together, she's married with children. So I stopped wearing my wedding ring, and then I started wearing it on this hand. And then someone said to me when I was out one night, when we were out one night, they said, "Oh, I wasn't sure if you're married or not, because I couldn't remember which hand
because people now wear their rings
which
on the
hand
other
it
hand
goes
also.
on." But it's so easy to just take a ring off and pretend you're not married,
Mm.
right? But I mean, that wasn't the scenario here. Anyway, so I just stopped wearing my ring altogether. No, but like, to be real, the guys are getting younger and younger, and you would think that they just look older. They look older because they are a lot more mature and a lot more level-headed than what
And everyone
the
said, and the
youngsters
beards
used to be, and
yeah.
the beards, and they like giants, and so you just don't know what the age is, and you find yourself, and I'm gonna speak to myself. I find myself speaking to men without even consideration for the age, or I had spoken with men without consideration for the age. And are you stuck with this model dilemma? What do you do? I don't see, you always hear on socials and like on TV, when older men are dating younger girls, it's almost like, woo, it's great. Everybody loves that for them. But I don't think that women will be given that same kind of respect or like leeway. Like, is it okay? And why is it not okay? Who decides what's okay or not? And like, where do you draw the line with age? And
You must draw your own line. Like I have my own line.
it's windy in Cape Town. You draw the line, the wind blows it the whole fucking
I
line.
mean, there's multiple lines I have, but like that one line.
No, I promise you, I draw in the line there, and then the southeaster comes, and then you look for the line, and then you see like somebody else's line. You're like, okay, there's the line. So it's no, jokes aside, like, this is fun and games as much as it's fun and games, but this is matters of the heart.
Absolutely.
And the heart wants what the heart wants, they say. I've heard them say.
So they say.
But I don't think that it's only the heart involved here.
The strange part with moving forward and taking off your ring. So prior to Ryan dying, it was heavy COVID, and I worked with clients, so we had to sanitize, mask, all the time. So I wasn't wearing my ring much because it would get, that wetness or whatever. And then he died, and I instantly put my ring on again. Like just instinctively, because I'm still married.
What made you feel attached to him?
Yes, but technically, my brain and heart was not in the line, so for long I felt married still. So my ring would instantly go on in June. I forget, because I'm put on the ring in the morning, take it off at night kind of, because I can't sleep with jewelry on. And in June, G has his birthday party and I forget my ring at home and I almost like have heart palpitations. So it gives me a very pretty like thin ring just so that I have something on and I wear that. And that then became the ring. So it was no longer my wedding band, but this thin, very cute ring. And then I think closer to it being a year later, I mean, it wasn't a year, I think it was like 11 months, the ring almost became a little heavy. The ring became heavy. It became like a constant reminder that he's not here. And that's when I decided I can't move it to my other hand, it's going off. I mean, and people used to say, your husband wanted people to know you're married, because it was a big ring. But I couldn't be reminded of it. I mean, every now and then I still put it on and I'm like, such a pretty ring, but it just feels wrong. And like some days I feel like I want to wear a ring. And I'm like, and like on the other hand, not even on my wedding hand, but it's just, I can't. It's just a constant reminder. And again, like, I went through that locking us in and then I almost like blossomed, opened, hibernation was done and we came out of it, or I came out of it. I just can't. I then replaced my ring with his Garmin watch and I have a chain that has an R on it. But so basically I replaced it with other things. So even though I don't physically wear it, I still physically wear something.
There's something with
Yeah,
you all
but
the
I
time.
mean, like the watch this year, broke, and I had a bit of palpitations with it. But I mean,
had it with you.
yeah,
So
it was.
If this thing breaks, I don't know
Yes.
what she's gonna do.
I mean, it was a lot, and then the watch couldn't be repaired, and I now have a new one. But I'm not where I was then. I think I wouldn't have been able to deal with it,
You wouldn't have been able to let go of it.
Yes.
Even if it was broken.
Yes,
really,
I would have
you
said,
would've just
no,
kept
I
it
don't want
because
the
it's
new
his.
one. Yeah, I don't want the new one, just give me the old one. But I mean, I was like, no, I like a sports watch, I will replace it. And it didn't feel like I was replacing him, because he's still there, he's still with us. The children still look like him and all him together.
So what does moving forward in terms of relationships mean to you?
So for me, it means like, firstly, I didn't know this world, right? Being comfortable knowing Ryan would be okay with us because he'd want me to live. His friend died, and his friend's widow started casually seeing someone, and we heard. And he went to her and he said, I'm really okay with it. It's really okay for you to find someone else. So I know Ryan would be comfortable with me moving forward. Me every day choosing to still continue on this journey, finding what I like. So to me, that's what moving forward. I mean, even though there's different challenges that comes with it, like being able to go on another date or meet another person, to me is moving forward in like some direction, because right now I feel like I'm in my I say to you, it's my exploration era, exploring what I like, what I don't like. That means moving forward in my personal life. Just going out there and trying.
In a world where values, models, and principles look so different, where there's like empowerment of the female species, that it definitely came after the times that I was dating, because that time gender roles was very like clearly highlighted. The men did this and the woman did this, and you didn't navigate out of that. And anytime you did, you were a rebel. And now it's sort of expected of you to be strong in whatever your role is. In fact, no, it's more expected of a woman to be strong and a man to be gentle. And I mean, I don't subscribe to that because I still believe very strongly in gender roles, but I do believe in equal respect for one another. So it's strange. Also, you go on a date and then you expected to pay half of the bill. What? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not a cheapskate by any means, but it's just unheard of. You know where I'm from, and I feel like I come from another galaxy. But for me, that's something that I don't compromise on. I don't. I if you, I don't mind paying half of the bill. Damn, I don't mind paying the full bill. But best believe that's probably going to be our last date. That's just how it is. And it also has to be like sort of like an ebb and flow. The one gives, and then the other one gives equally, or you give. It's a give and take, but not like, yeah. So that's a struggle, and that's simple thing. That's a monetary thing, which is not really a big issue. But there's lots of other massive issues, like, you know, when you go to the toilet, you close the door. There's like those little things that all will come into play as time goes on. And do I actually have the capacity to tolerate? Because I tolerated a lot of serious shit. You know, I think most wives do, and they also,
especially when you date for so long and
when you're married, you sort of think, yeah, my next husband, because you're joking, even amongst each other, you'll say to one another, nah, my next husband,
not gonna do this,
not gonna do this, not gonna do
pick
that.
up your shit,
You know,
wash your dirty underwear.
So would you be tolerant of those same things, and do you even have the capacity to get to know all of these ins and outs of a new person? And maybe that's when they may feel like they have to live in each other, because now you've sort of perfected the art, or you've perfected the relationship game with your person, and now you're coming in with that biases and prejudices, and you resting it on this person, you know, to do the same. And hopefully it never comes to that. But you know, I'm also very open and excited to see. I think I was scared.
Hella's scared.
Out of my mind.
Hella's scared.
But having fun with the process, making lots of new friends, like genuinely friends. We're so happy that you stick around and you keep coming back and watching our episodes. And we really hope that you're learning something from it, and that we can be of inspiration to you all. For other winners out there, we perfected the game. We ran the race. We finished our vows. We lived out our marriage. The vows literally say, till death do you part. You are no longer married. You do have the right to move forward. I was almost going to say on again, because this is the natural inclination, but
you do have the right.
You have the right to move forward. You have the right to be happy and to find joy again, and you have the right.
And to feel guilty is also alright. It's part of it.
It's absolutely normal, but you also have to be gracious to yourself, and you know, and you are needs. Worthy of finding someone. You are worthy of finding companionship, and you are worthy of moving forward, no matter what that looks like to you, because it is a very personal thing. So whether it be that you invest your time now in a big project that you always wanted to embrace, community project, community leader, whatever moving forward looks like.
Do it scared. Do it scared, but just do it.
Yeah. And
flit.
That's it from us. That's our 2 cents. And take it or leave
with the 1 cent don't count. What's
the
it?
line is, welcome to our circus, where your 2 cents buys you nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But in this case, put your comments, you know.
We want your 2 cents.
Follow us. We want your 2 cents. Also, like, give us some kind of inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, keep on pushing us forward.
Tell us a story.
Tell
us a story.
And tell us about
where you did something.
Yes.
That was so out of your comfort. Or
and feel free to DM us on Instagram,
TikTok, Facebook.
It's really awkward to comment on all of the statuses, on all of the comments. It's really awkward to reply on comments on YouTube, because we don't also want to make it too personal and then just go back and forth on that platform. But you're very welcome to send us a direct message on Instagram, and we'll keep on talking.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.